Hey, this is Anthony from RevZilla TV. You can watch, decide, and ride. Welcome to our detailed breakdown of the new Klim Latitude Gore-Tex Jacket, available at RevZilla.com. To my left, I have the brand new for 2015 Latitude, which is an evolution of the previous Latitude jacket from Klim. Now, when you think about the Klim technical shell food chain for motorcycle, you're gonna get the Latitude, then you go to the more technical and aggressive Badlands, and from there you're into that rally. But the nice part about the Latitude is it really takes some of that protective DNA from the more aggressive around the world adventure riding, and it bakes it into a platform that's going to be Gore Performance Shell, which is waterproof, breathable, guaranteed for life. No base layers here. It's bring your own base layer, but what it's going to do is going to give you the flexibility to be a multi-season touring rider, to be a multi-season sport touring rider, to take this in potentially its high-vis form, which looks a little bit more aggressive, and go light dual sporting. You're still in that $600 range, but you're not in that $1,000 range. So it's a big investment, but it's not as bomb-proof as that next level up in the Badlands. So you get a little bit of flexibility there. Again, a little bit lighter weight. It's not going to have some of the crazy overkill adventure options to it, but the line is different. If we look at it, there's a cinch along the waist here. You're going to see it's a little bit more refined and subdued, and that's why I look at it and I think much more for that touring and sport touring rider. A little bit more road-centric is really going to be the best positioning for this. Again, you're getting 4-season because depending on how you work out the base layers, you have plenty of ventilation here on the new Latitude. Now, 3 key changes in my estimation, and they kind of stay in tune with what we've seen from Klim as they've evolved. The first change is that ventilation factor. Previous Latitude had 3 vents. It had arm vents, it had a back vent. Now you have 2 additional chest vents that are moved all the way out here on the exterior of the chest towards the periphery. And what that's doing is it's getting those vents out from behind the windscreen. Great airflow through those vents. We went and we tested this out. You're gonna feel them. They're very, very functional. We saw the same thing on the Badlands. These vents are key to complement your bicep vents, which still live here. And notice it's gonna be that aqua guard, or it's gonna be that waterproof style vent, and you have one big back vent that goes across the back. Again, hot weather riding, the venting has been improved. I'll also say on the back vent, it's now a little lower. You can reach it without getting off the bike, and you do have TPUs now on the end of all your zipper pulls, which again are those big beefy Vislon YKK zips, but that allows you to find it with a gloved hand a little easier. The other thing you're going to notice, this really gets into the comfort side of things, is the new Latitude compared to the old Latitude is actually about a pound lighter. So while at the impact area, shoulders and the elbows, you're going to see that 840D Cordura, what you don't have, you have a little bit more Misano fabric here. You're seeing some of that lighter weight Misano fabric away from the impact areas worked in throughout. Saving a whole pound on this jacket is actually a bigger deal. It's going to be less crunchy. It's going to move a little bit better with you. And again, lighter weight is more comfortable when you extend that over a longer range of miles. The other key things that they changed are little creature comforts. And again, we saw this on both new Klim jackets. We saw his big brother, the Badlands, get this update as well. The collar's been shortened from a height standpoint. A lot of folks riding this in maybe 3-season warm weather riding, even into the cold weather riding. The big complaint folks had was they wanted that shorter collar, and that's where Klim went with it. So while you still have the ability to open it now, and notice it's going to be a snap with Velcro, that at times can be a little tougher when you're on the bike finding it with the gloved hand. You still have it looping back that way. What you do have is that shorter collar that I keep touching your beard, but hopefully that collar will not touch your beard. That's going to be a little bit more lower profile and easier to work with. You're also going to notice on his pockets, instead of big frontal cargo pockets, they're now side hand warmer style pockets, which is a little bit of a refinement. Remember, a little bit more designed to be comfortable in a road riding scenario. And they've also given you a little bit of a gaiter. They beefed up the cuffs, and on the inside, it's not a monkey paw. It's just a little slight gaiter that finishes off from the mesh on the inside of both of the wrists. So again, in evolution, the nice part is the price has not changed. It's still a major investment, but you're getting 4-season hardcore functionality for multi-season touring, and you could stretch it into that dual sport realm if you really want to. Now, from my standpoint, if I was going to improve this jacket, love the black colorway, love the high-vis colorway. The blue is BMW blue. That speaks to a select set. That's not my issue. What my issue is that I look at 840D in your impact areas, and I know that that's over top of D30 molecular armor. Love to see a little bit of super fabric. Love to maybe just see a little bit of armor core. Again, in that $600 to $700 range, take it a little bit further from that abrasion resistance standpoint, but all in, it is a rock solid jacket. Now I want to talk briefly about armor, then we're going to talk about fit. If we look at it, it's the D30 T5 Evo armor. The Badland is going to be Evo Pro XT, which is more temp stable. That's a little thicker. This is still the Evo Pro armor. It's molecular, it's ventilated. This is a shoulders, elbow. There's also a CE Level 1 Viper Stealth, which is the back protector that comes stock with this setup. You're not purchasing any additional armor. And again, the beauty of D3O is it's very comfortable when you put it on. And again, it has a solid temperature range to it as well. What happens is upon impact, all of the molecular structure becomes rigid. It disperses that energy throughout, lengthening the impact and the energy transferred to your body, absorbing that energy, and again, keeping you more comfortable, but keeping you safer in that crash scenario. Here you can get a shot of the back. And that's gonna exceed that CE limb safety standard. Now, let's talk briefly about fit. It's very important. And remember, the fit on this guy is a little bit more tailored compared to something like the Badlands, which is a little boxier, more off-road centric, and you do have this waist cinch that goes all the way around, allowing you to create more of a touring style with a little bit more svelte, but it's still American through the shoulders. Now, high is Brian, 6 foot, 195, 42-inch chest, 3 inches of beard. Kids just all filled out here. He's going to be wearing a size large in the jacket, and in the pants he's going to be wearing a size 34 standard. They also come in tall sizes. Remember, his belly button's 35 inches, and his waist is going to be at his jeans level about a 33, so keep that in mind. To me, that screams American cut. He does have a mid-layer and a t-shirt on under this, so again, he's wearing this in almost kind of like wintertime configuration. He has plenty of room to move, and he has the flexibility to do so, and you can see how it hangs on his frame. Now remember, we're always here to help you if you have concerns about the fit. We're always going to ship for free over 39 bucks, and this is no different. So again, if you're concerned about potentially making an exchange, but more importantly, I'd love it if you'd click our logo, subscribe to us at RevZilla TV on our YouTube channel, leave me your comments, your questions, and your feedback about the new Klim Latitude Jacket. And if you don't, we will poison Hive's Brian. That's just always the threat. You need to subscribe to us at RevZilla TV. It's all right, we still love you. Now, diving back into the outer shell here, some of the other key features, if you're newer to the Latitude, I spent a lot of time highlighting where it falls in the Klim food chain and what's changed about it. But remember, your 4-season, multi-season, here's what makes this really in that premium side of the market from a technical jacket standpoint. We talked about 840D Cordura. We've talked about the Misano fabric. Remember, your waterproof breathability, your Gore-Tex, which allows you to perspire and breathe. It's performance shell. It's bonded, so it's non-removable. If we look at some of the other creature comforts on the front, we talked about your shortened collar. Notice they've changed the configuration a little bit here on your 3M Scotch-Lite reflective tape. It's a little beefier. It's meant to highlight the humanoid form. Again, Klim did a ton of research about reflective on a jacket to when it lights up and makes you know that it's a person. Any human, whether you're driving a car, whether you're riding a motorcycle, that sees that configuration or that schema light up and be reflected is going to know it's a person, react sooner, and potentially take evasive action differently as opposed to just having it show up, be reflective, and then having someone have to decipher, well, is this an inanimate object, is it another vehicle, or is it a road sign, or is it a person? Now, we talked about the ventilation. You still have a lot of pockets working your way in here. These are not vents, these are gonna be chest pockets on the front, and as we move our way down, notice that accent color that comes in, and you do have your hand warmer style pockets here along the side. Now, if we look at the sleeve, we talked about your big bicep vent here. Again, unchanged from the last time. Notice the cinch on the forearm, keeping that D3O armor in place. Notice the big beefy panel of 840D Cordura. And again, very simple stitches, giving you a lot of flexibility depending on where you're going from the glove standpoint. And when we open it up, you're gonna see it's not a monkey paw, but it's a little Lycra comfort collar there, little gator on the inside there. Really just creates a nice finishing touch. Now, Hive is Brian, turn and face away from me. We look at the side, they've almost spaced out these 2 lines of reflective tape. You're gonna see your Misano in that mid bicep area. It's one of the areas they're saving a lot of weight here. And if Brian raises his arm, you can see a little bit of stretch, but not a ton of it in the material. That's one of the things you're not getting the Badlands Pro has. It has that Gore stretch material, and this really just has a little bit of extra material that's going to be baked in. Looking at the side, there's the big cinch that we don't have on the Badlands. The Badlands does not have the ability to cinch this at the waist and create that more touring style. This jacket does. The Latitude's gonna have that functionality. And if we look, big gator down here along the side. It's gonna open up, allowing you the flexibility. You have a snap to be able to kind of cinch it down here. But again, you're getting nearly 3 to 4 inches of expanse down along with this gusset, not gator, I said gator earlier. And you do have the ability to cinch up down along the bottom. Notice it is a drop seat, it is a touring cut. It comes down and covers the backside, giving that secondary layer. One of the things that's nice in this jacket too is they've standardized your Vislon connection zipper. So it's a 40-centimeter connection zipper for the pants in the jacket. They're doing that across the Klim line. That's going to be baked in. Now, Brian, turn backwards for me. If we look at the back, remember we already talked about your back vent. being lowered just a hair. It's going to be easier to find with a gloved hand, especially with the new Klim zipper pulls, TPU on the end. Notice it opens up. It's going to create that great exhaustive ventilation. On the back here, Misano fabric. Over top, your Stealth Viper D30 armor, which is CE level 1. Across the back, more reflective tape. You're seeing your 840D Cordura, and then you see how it finishes. It's a nice clean line moving down and away. The nice part about it too, if you look at the collar, you still have your cinch, but remember, it's shortened. It's going to be lined with a really comfortable tricot liner, that material that's going to be soft against the skin, that microfleece, but again, it's not going to get in the way, and it's going to be nice and comfortable in cold weather as well as warm. Come back around to the front for me there, sir. Now, if we open it up, remember, your waterproofing is baked into this shell, so they need to give you this rain gutter system. They need to give you kind of that double-walled protection. You got a waterproof Napoleon pocket right here, and then you're also having this big, beefy YKK Vislon that goes all the way down for your main connection. If we open it up, basic along the inside. We talked about the comfort of that collar. Nice improvement just from a refinement and a technology and comfort standpoint. Moving on to the inside, you have your antimicrobial liner here. It's going to be basic mesh. It's going to promote breathability, but again, be a nice slip liner over top of typically a base or a mid layer. Plenty of pockets to go around. And if we open up on this side, you're going to see again, like internal cargo stash pocket. You have your grommet for your earbuds to work their way up, but it's very much a simplified internal lining. And you see that High-Vis Brian is wearing his Klim mid layer here to show you how it's going to look fully filled out. But again, that is not included. This is just a technical shell. That's the investment you're making. Pull it back together for me there, HVB. So remember, with the Klim Latitude, this is going to be an extremely technical product, really set up for 4-season technical riding. More oriented for an on-road style and on-road positioning, but you can stretch it off-road if you like, especially if you go into that more aggressive high-vis color or the black. It's going to feel less sport touring. It's going to feel more rugged. Big brother, this jacket steps up a few $100s, gets into that $1,000 range. That's the new Badlands, which again is an absolute juggernaut, which is going to be a different fit scheme. It's going to be a little bit more rugged, a little bit more geared for more active off-road use, taking a different type of a beating. And then from there, you're into the Klim Rally, which is that $1,500 completely out-of-hand overkill jacket, which will carry 40 pounds of tools and allow you to go ride to car. But again, not to take anything away from the Latitude, this jacket stands on all of the ergonomics, all of the technology, all the ventilation, all of the findings that Klim really uses or does, all of that research to design the Apex Predator. They're now taking the best of and they're saying, okay, how do we just involve key components that are going to be better suited for road riding? And again, even the positioning of those vents behind a windscreen, again, there's subtle things that make it a much more usable jacket that someone's going to enjoy longer. The next step in your journey is to click right here. Read other rider reviews of the new Klim Latitude at RevZilla.com. Remember, you don't have to take my word for it, but I hope you really understand its positioning and the changes based on our detailed breakdown today. As always, we're going to ship for free over 39 bucks, and if you want to talk to a gear geek, see us at RevZilla.com or 877-792-9455. Like I said, thanks for watching our detailed breakdown video. Remember, subscribe to us at RevZilla TV so nothing happens to High-Vis Brian. I'm Anthony. We'll see you next time.